Financial disclaimer. The information provided in this stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial or investment advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the content presented here is based on our personal opinions and experiences. Investing in stocks and other financial instruments involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Any investment decisions you make are solely your own responsibility, and you should conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment choices. The content we share on this stream may not be accurate, complete, or up to date. Market conditions and financial regulations can change rapidly, and we cannot guarantee the accuracy or reliability of the information presented. We do not endorse or promote any specific stocks, companies, or investment strategies. Any actions you take based on the content of this stream are at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses or damages that may occur as a result. Always remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and no investment is guaranteed to be profitable. Make informed decisions and consider your risk tolerance before investing any funds. By accessing and using this stream, you acknowledge and agree that we are not responsible for any investment decisions you make as a result of the content presented. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified financial professionals for personalized guidance. Please invest responsibly and only with money you can afford to lose.
Hey man, just found the next guaranteed multi-bagger.
Hey man, you found another one? What is it this time?
Come check this out.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Laughing Stack. Happy Tuesday everybody. Just got the old dashboard pulled up here, and yeah, we're excited. If you've read the description for this video, this Saturday, I know we kind of announced it last week, but we're gonna have Guillermo on from Wisesheets, so I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be awesome to have our first guest on, and obviously that's the data service that Johnny uses. So we're gonna be going through just kind of talking about, you know, everything that's got Wisesheets to where they are, and how he got down that path. So we're pretty excited about having our first kind of interview on that day. So that will be Saturday, I believe, at 11 a.m. we agreed on. So 11 o'clock a.m. on Saturday. That's 11 Eastern time for the States. And then I mean, we'll see how that stream goes. You know, if we end up just talking for the whole time with Guillermo, that's awesome. You know, and if we get to a point we end things in the conversation and we move on to, you know, just our regular kind of stream where we're going through all our tickers and stuff, that's gonna be good too. So we'll just kind of see how it goes, and we'll fill it out from there. Other than that, if you've also read the description, so I revamped the portfolio here. I only have a few stocks in the portfolio currently. But these have all been kind of winners of the past for me, so I'm just kind of holding these right now. I've trimmed Ad Theorem. I've been trimming this whole time. I trimmed a little bit of Grand Tierra here. Alto's actually options that I own for the end of the year, so that one's mostly options, which obviously I wouldn't want it to be this big of a position. The reason why these positions are larger now is because of what I lost in BNED. So, but I do have a good amount of cash left now. So if we go to the old charts here too, you can see I'm 71% cash right now. So I just wanted to kind of, you know, take a second, reset everything, get back on my feet here, and then start digesting everything. And then I want to go through my watch list, see if anything looks interesting there. If not, maybe clean that up a little bit. And then I want to move on and just start looking at tickers again, and just kind of get back to how things were before. Like it said, the strategy was going great, so I only fault myself, and you know. You know, I guess you get used to taking on substantial risk, and then sometimes it snaps and gets you. So, you know, as always, do your own due diligence, guys. You know, you can't say that enough here. Say, you know, I really don't want to see anybody lose money on account that they, you know, heard a tip or thought we were, following something. We at times will be definitely morons, and we're gonna make big mistakes, like with BNED so far. So we're really appreciate you guys tuning in and enjoying the stream. But at the same time, just every time you're gonna invest, make sure it's something that that you are comfortable in doing. Don't take any of our word for it, because we'll get proven as the laughing stock here. So we'll start on the dashboard. I still haven't picked companies, so I'll have to actually screen today. So if I haven't screened in a while, like on the stream, I don't think. So I'll go through and you guys can watch me kind of screen for things, see if anything pops out to me. The markets have kind of been just up and down a lot lately. I think, they pulled back a little bit because it looked like interest rates might not come down, which, I mean, I don't know how much that even really affects things, but they price it in, so obviously it's going to have a little bit of effect. And everything else is just kind of bouncing around. Yeah, we'll see kind of where the rest of the year goes. It kind of looks like we're at like one of those inflection points, I feel like, and I'm not a macro guy really, but I just feel like I don't know, it's weird, and I wasn't actually really investing during the last presidential cycle, so I'll see kind of how that affects things. It's obviously, just learning, just seeing how things kind of react, and like I said, just trying to get the portfolio back up and start looking for some names that I can start to put some money into, and slowly probably build positions from there. And and then once again, if I run into something, obviously I'm going to take it very seriously with a stop loss, but maybe build a larger position in one of the things I find very compelling. That seems, that's within my margin of safety. So we'll keep going through kind of everything today and just kind of see where stuff's at. In general, some commodities are moving around, but nothing too crazy. Nothing that hasn't already been moving around. Steel's down a little bit, which I think steel's gonna. It's plummeting. From everything I've heard, is because all the cheaper Chinese steel is getting pushed back into the markets because they produce so much of it and they don't need it right now because they're finally stopping their growth. So there was a company we looked at on here. I can't remember who it was, but they were suffering quite a bit because that steel was just, they can't compete with the cheap prices that the Chinese companies are selling it for right now because they're just trying to get rid of inventory. So we'll figure out where we are with steel probably going up here. And that's another thing too is once we start to get caught up on some of these daily movers and stuff. I was thinking what I really want to do is to go through some of these industries and stuff, and maybe spend like a stream just doing that industry, or even if I do it off and I can let you guys know what I found, regardless, it doesn't matter. Obviously if you get to see it live, that's probably better than me just telling you about it, but either way, looks like in the risk category it was a green day. Virgin Galactic, which is trading at $1 right now, is up 22%. Wow, that really took a nosedive. It's crazy where this is priced right now. I mean, look at this. This was just a few years ago, $60. It was down to 60 cents. So obviously that wasn't working out. Marijuana type stuff's all kind of holding up. Canopy, Bitcoin still bounced around in the same area. It looks like TAC, Netflix, kind of the some of the big guys are having good days. Ryder is up 11.9%, huh? What is going on there? What is the news on that? Ryder's Q1 reflects weak trucking market, but performance boosts stock. Other segments of the company besides this flagship fleet rental activities continue to bear fruit. Bottom line, non-GAAP earnings per share is $2.14, exceeded consensus expectations by 43 cents. So just kind of killing it on that. 3.1 billion exceeded census by 40 million. However, the 214 EPS came in 67 cents lower than the corresponding figure of 2023. So it looks like they kind of overreacted to how bad things were going to be. So it's just kind of a re-rating. All right. So good earnings, good for them. Obviously, it's a little expensive, but it's a good indication of trucking. Looks like home builders were up a little bit. Sylvain was down. Yeah, so not too much. I wonder what. I'm assuming the VIX has got to be kind of all over the place here. Just. Nah, not as crazy as I thought it would be. Looks like we're coming back down from it. So, maybe with the news that, things are changing, and then stuff's going to kind of probably flatten here. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a re-rate going forward. Inflation still seems to be running pretty hot, so I don't know about too much of that, but we'll see. I still have daily movers all the way from the weekend, so we'll go through some of the daily movers from the weekend. I got daily losers. I got the weekly stuff to go through and insiders, so there's going to be plenty to look at. I'm sure we'll get a nice list of tickers here, and then we'll try and figure out where we're going here. Just trying to skip through. There's so many healthcare and financials, which it's usually not my forte. I'm not usually going for those. Children's Place is back down to 3%. This had like a huge pop, right? So it was down here before, and then it jumped. Like, that's crazy. I remember seeing this move, and I wasn't involved, but holy smokes, it's rare you see a drop like that, and then it goes back above 38, or up to 38. Like, someone bought it $38. And it looks like we had quite a bit of volume here. It's a big day. It's probably a lot of momentum just because of when you see that. It looks like it's stabilized back down though at $7. Starting to break towards new lows though. So pretty ugly there. We'll pull it in just because it's been a second since I've looked at them. And if they're at 3% lows, they trade on a price to sales. They're yielding 17 times is how, because I do my metrics backwards, which I adopted from Mark A, which I remember in his stream saying that's like the way people are saying you're supposed to do it now. And like I've never really seen anybody else use it, so I wonder where he got that from. I mean, now after doing it, I'm fine with it because I just think of it as a yield. You don't think of it as you always think of things as yields essentially, but just a different way of doing it. But I wonder where he got that from and why he wanted to do it that way. I saw Weight Watchers has been having some good days. That was kind of, or maybe it's just bouncing off lows because I guess that. Yeah, I guess just bouncing off lows, just kind of bouncing around. Oh, maybe I saw it got higher today. I think maybe at one point I saw that it was up, but it must not have stayed that high. I'll go back to Dash. Here we go. We just looked at those, so I'm not going to go through Weight Watchers again. Let's see what else here. Beam Global. Sorry, I'm already yawning, guys. Tuesdays get to you. This isn't only a few years old, huh? I'll pull them in just to take a peek, see if there's anything else there. You know, they're yielding 2 times book. They're trading at 200% of. I guess how you'd say it. Either way, doesn't matter. Tellurian. I don't think I know them. We'll take a look, see if we can find anything there. I saw Paramount's been bouncing around because they're possibly going to get bought. I think it was Sony and someone else was looking at them. Which I think I commented on that too at one point, was saying that, you know, because that's what I thought, because Buffett was saying that it wasn't a very good business. So I'm thinking that he just knows that these assets are worth something. You know what I mean? Generates a ridiculous amount of revenues still. Although that's not really translating into earnings, which, you know, kind of stinks. Is Tubb still alive? Let me go to the 1 year. Yeah, they had a little bump. And also, too, if anyone's watching, if you want to throw a ticker our way, please do. Be happy to look at anything. Let's see how Com's trading here. Way down. All right, so there's a few there. Let's go to the losers. We'll see who's trending at the low side. I was just looking over this Mexico one, and it's interesting besides these revenues. Only 7? It's like a lot of things when I look at the daily losers that like catch my eye, but they're usually in pretty rough shape. There's a reason why they're currently losers. So forward. Look at this chart real quick. Wow. Nanolabs continues to get crushed. That was one of the ones we commented on in one of our videos. Yikes. Down at 37 cents. Let's see what else here. This is crazy when I see NVIDIA and I see that market cap. It just seems crazy to me. That is not a number I see very often. Like, it's crazy that that can be a daily mover or loser when it's at that price. All right. And just because I haven't really been saying it, so like, you know, when I'm looking through here, looking at a few different things, because it all kind of ties into the play, but like, you know, in general, a bunch of metrics are good. And then, you know, I'm seeing where it's trading, you know, how close to 52-week lows are we, for instance, how far off are we from 52-week highs, you know, price to sales, you know, EV to EBITDA. These are good ones that kind of catch my eye initially, and then I'll pan down. I'll see if, you know, or do they have cash flows, you know, do they trade under book? They have a lot of assets. You know, there's Z-score to see how risky it is, you know, depending on how cheap it starts to get. When market cap starts to get real low, I start to pay more attention to Z-score. Because usually that means things are starting to look rough, but not always. Just kind of depends. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much else that's kind of catching my eye there. So this was last week's movers from Friday. This is having quite a run. Its numbers actually look pretty good. I've looked at them before. Vertex Energy. We'll repeat, even though they're a little high for where I normally am looking right now. Maybe we can catch them on a pullback or something like that. We'll see. We'll see how long that trend continues. All right, and then this is the weekly loses. Man, a lot of these are super low market caps. Holy crap. You know, I'll deal in 40s, even 30s. I'll look at, but once you get below that, it's tough to have any kind of conviction and think that they're not going to get, you know, it's just so expensive for them to even stay public. A lot of these are names that I've looked at, and I'm kind of like, it's like almost dumbfounding to like see how far they've dropped. What is that, specialty reads? Retailers? FGI? See, here's one that's 10, but it's really young though. I don't know how much data I'll have on that. But it generates 118, and I look at all these metrics. Where's this? What is it? What do they do? Bath and kitchen products under 4 categories. We'll pull them in. Like I said, that market cap's tough. I know, it's just literally just saying I don't normally look at those, but that one, it just has like almost every metric that's on its side, which is the only thing I'll take a peek at it for. I try not to count anything out too much, because that could be tomorrow's one that jumps, 10 times. So we just covered Lovesac, and we just covered Mastercraft not that long ago either. There's some big insider buying there. RXO. Oh, they're young. They haven't really moved around too much. All right. I'm honestly not seeing too much going on here. Yeah, this is like initial investments, which is part of the reason it's probably really high. I don't have this UI Solutions, ULS. Let me see if I actually have them in my database. No, I don't. So I don't know if they're young or whatnot. I don't even have a ticker or a price to pull them up and close out some of these. Oh my gosh, all these charts open. Okay, so they just went public. What do they do? Chicago? Safety Science Services Worldwide. Okay. But once again, that's that's why you see all this insider buying, because it's brand new. Everyone's just dipping their toes in it, see what's going to happen here. So yeah, I don't see too much else going on there. All right, and then actually I want to stop over at the database first here and just go to the watch list and just try to see if there's anything in here that looks interesting that I haven't already got in. ARC, BNED, cons back down to 370, huh? Pull this over here. So they just had another little run up and didn't quite get there and then came back down. So I'd want that one still a little cheaper than where it's at. Civio. Wonder when I last looked at them, because man, they've been working their way right up. I said at 1966 they were interesting. They were down there. Ugh, I hope it wasn't last. I looked at that before then, but hopefully up here where it caught my eye finally. All right, FSI is down towards lows. Oh, it was lower than this too. See, oh my gosh, a lot of these names too that were on the watch list, I should have been following closer. I probably could have held like a few more. I had some cash available too. I was so focused that I was missing out on some of these. So that's it too. We could probably start with them on. Let's see what else. I did have a position in Jack here, and decided to pull out of that one. I was up a little bit, and I'm talking like a little bit, and I just want to follow it for a little bit longer. I'm not totally convinced. I feel like this year's going to be tough for him, which is part of the reason I'm backing off. Metafast is the other one it's below the $34 mark now, huh? That's probably one that's interesting to look at. So I'll probably take a look at them. All right. So here, we'll save that there. All right, we'll update all these. So it would probably help if I enabled. Hold on. Ugh, what a pain. It's going to try and upload all these, and none of them are going to work because I don't have this enabled. All right, now it's enabled. Now we can update. All right, so we'll wait on that. Let's back out of some of this stuff so I don't have a million things up and running here. All right, there we go. There's that. Go to seeking. I'll see if anything's interesting looking on here while I'm bouncing around here. Sometimes I just like to look at the small cap stuff here and just see if there's anything that that I've looked at before or I know a little bit about. Try and catch it this way. Where's BuzzFeed at right now? That's at 40 cents. iHeartMedia. Epsilon. What are they doing? When I last looked at Epsilon, I don't know if I had no, I feel like I did look at this article. I just want to look at their chart real quick. And what's oil doing right now? I know it's high. So the pump's high. It's at 90. It's not as high as I thought it was, but still, I mean that's a little higher than it has been. I was gonna say, yeah, it's been kind of in the 70s range for a while here. We're getting back up to in the 90s almost. All right. These are all updated. So we'll start with FSI, and then I'll pull up Med real quick. I don't know how much that I probably will have to say about it, but because it wasn't that long ago I looked at Medifast, but they are trending back down. So where I thought they were kind of a reasonable price. So we'll see from there. All right. So it's been a minute since I looked at these guys. Flexible Solutions International is engaged in manufacturing and marketing biodegradable polymers, which are used in oil, gas, and agricultural industries. The company also develops, manufactures, and markets specialty chemicals that slow the evaporation of water. Heat Saver and Water Saver are some products. Includes energy and water conservation products, biodegradable polymers. Segment consists of liquid swimming pool blankets, which save energy. Food safe powdered form of the active ingredient with the liquid blankets, which are designed to be used in a still or slow moving drinking water sources. Interesting. Okay. All right. So one, obviously concern is it is a real low market cap, but enterprise value is at 24, so it's right around there, which means they probably have very little debt. We'll see if that's even actually debt or not. And total cash about $5 million. They are generating earnings right now. Nothing crazy, but still positive. Margins are a little down. Cash flow's up from operations. CapEx is up. Depreciation's up a little bit, so that'll probably explain it. It's trading at a working cash positive. Book value slowly climbing. Looks like I paid a dividend once. Cash flows, earnings, everything looks okay. I mean, nothing fancy, but doesn't look bad. I mean, look at this. Look at this retained earnings. It kind of hit a mark, and it's been going up. It's almost the exact opposite of what it was when it started. Hasn't really been acquiring. Had just one acquire a while ago. Turnover's down a smidge. But other than that, it looks all right. What was going on with the stat? So it looks like it's slowly increased a little bit here. Share count looks like it's held pretty steady. It's actually still down from initially, so they've either done some kind of buybacks or something. Doesn't look like any recent insiders. I just want to peek at the owners. Lygos is a huge owner, so is Comprehensive Finance Planning. That's about it. Who else? Jewett Cameron Trading Co. I don't even know who that is. That name doesn't sound familiar to me. Lygos. Alright. So, meh. Actually, now I say that, I say meh, but what is, how many shares these guys hold? So quite a bit, actually, because that's almost 7 there. Or 6. My God. I can't even count anymore. So they own about half the company between the two of them. There's value diggers everywhere. Showing consistent earnings growth over the past 10 years. Company's fundamentals included return on equity and debt to equity ratio are strong. Flexible solution to international is currently undervalued according to its price to earnings ratio and estimated stock value. I mean, just on the basic metrics, it's fine. I was gonna say, is this software? Like the way it's like it talks about things. But then I was just reading a leading value stock software. This guy's saying he's trading it. Looks like a lot of people are trading it. Oh, they had a merger with Ligos. That's why they're such a big owner. Just want to peek at this chart one more time. This one's still interesting to me. I'll probably pull up this 10K. I might take a small position in these guys. Short-term line of credit, lease liabilities, long-term debt's 6.8. Cash is 5 million. I'm just going back and forth on if I'd want to enter here, if I'd want to wait and see more of a pullback, but at $2, that doesn't seem too crazy to me. I don't think it'll get back down to $1. Like, I mean, Lowe's was $1.50 or $1.36 even for that matter. That seems strangely low. Like that was when was this? $1.35 at the end of last year. It actually, yeah, it dropped all the way down here. So they must have missed earnings terribly there or something. Because that just makes 0 sense to me. Especially when you just kind of average these numbers together. Like they generate simple free cash flow, you know, even on a 7-year basis, still 10 cents. It makes you think that like it shouldn't be that low. And you know, book value's improving. I mean, debt's gone up a little bit. You know, it's obviously something, but like, I guess let's actually see. So the leases are 120 at this point. Not long-term deposits, my bad. Long-term debt. So, does it tell you when this is due? This one's due in 28. This is a 3-year loan, so this one's got to be 26. Either way, I mean, I feel like they can cover this. And if they're generating earnings, I mean, they'll have cash. Even net cash is, you know, positive and just, I mean, for net cash, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty positive overall. Short-term debt's kind of stayed steady. So the debt has climbed a little bit. And so, and one last time, what are revenues doing? So revenues were great last year. They're down a little bit, but still not. I mean, if you just look at like the overall trend, they're still growing. I just want to update and here. FSI. Yeah, I got around $2 again. That's my interesting price. So, I mean, obviously there's a little risk here. It's very small, $25 million market cap. So, when was the last time I said there was a dividend? Load that. Right, they're not paying a dividend right now. Oh, they are. Oh. Huh, I didn't even notice that. I wonder if that's still going. I mean, it's only 5 cents, so it's like a 1 penny, but whatever. I mean, you know, it doesn't really mean much. That doesn't change really anything. You know, if you're gonna make 5 cents, you really don't. I'm not going to really account for that, especially since this is the first. Okay, so they had that merger or attempted to merge. All right, what I want to do here is I'm definitely going to read this transcript, and then I'll probably make my decision if I'm interested in starting position in this. So we'll throw that down there. But overall, relatively interesting to me. That seems like a decent one. All right, we can balance out some of these. All right. And what was the other one I wanted to look back at? Is Med. What was going on with this chart here? still way down in the oversold period. Volume is really low right now. You're starting to see a little bit positive on such low volume, huh? My question though is, am I right that they can turn this around a little bit? All right. This is another one too that, like, you know, you see book value increasing like that. $4.95 for the dividend. It's pretty solid. Like, even if it shrinks from there, it's pretty. I mean, am I right? They have basically no debt. Debt's well covered with cash. Very clean balance sheet. Earnings are taking a hit. That's obviously why everything's in question here, is that earnings. But it's kind of equivalent to 20. So they had 2 really good years and now they're back down. I mean, you just look at these metrics, it's just kind of crazy. It's really close to lows too, all-time lows, huh? Like, I just see those numbers and I'm, you know, it's, I guess 21 and 22 were really good, and 2020 was decent. Stop opening that. So if I look at a 5-year chart, I mean, you're telling me that these numbers justify in 2022 a share price that was right around $200, and now it's at $33. And book value's gone up. Net excess cash has gone up. The dividend's gone down. Like, nothing crazy. Still great. EBIT is down quite a bit. But even there, I mean, it's still trending in this, like, super positive direction here. Like, earning per share is down, but still $9. The common earnings is $9 right now, and it's trading at 30 bucks. CapEx is down. What are they spending on SG&A? This is high. See if there's anything they can do to get that number down. Me and this value digger are looking at literally every company. I just want to see what this guy says. Yeah, he's just looking at good companies that are mispriced. Hula Hoop doesn't like it. Not a fan. So it does look like, though, like it's very important to note that, you know, everything's way down. It's a decline of 70% from the same quarter of last year. So right now things are drastically down. You know, because of the GLP-1 drugs, it just makes me think that, you know, I should wait until I see something go on with those. Something that disrupts that a little bit will become more interesting to me here. But valuation rise right now, as long as stuff doesn't really decrease going forward, which, you know, it was down 70% for the quarter year to year. So, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that one. Maybe I will want to see that one get a little cheaper. But I mean, balance sheet wise, it's good. I mean, it's gonna be safe for a long time. All right, so Children's Place. This one's looking a little rough now. It's trading just below what I got. I can tell you right off the rip, this one's not cheap enough for me. And Place was the one that was just bought by someone, right? Or something? But seriously, it's rough. There's a lot of debt there. Take a peek, see when that's due. They got an inability to timely file their 10K. Ugh. What is the short on this? $130, huh? 138% held by institutions. That's strange. All right, but some of the shorts have sold, so. Yeah, I don't think I see much else here. They secured a term loan, so I really want to. I'll wait until this next 10K comes out. Let me just put that they delayed it, and then we're just kind of waiting for that 10K to come out. Talk about falling off a cliff, though. My valuations under what I thought fair value was, or my margin of safety is above what fair value is, or what I thought it was. I mean, it's technically within my margin of safety, but it's also trending really heavily downwards. Yeah, what I see here is share dilution for sure. Because I don't know what you do about that. All right, either way, we'll wait. We'll see what that is, and then we can reassess what the debt level is. And maybe the only problem is it might be a little late by then. But that is what it is. All right, so Forward Air Corporation is an asset-light provider of transportation services across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Expected less than truckload services, including local pickup and delivery, shipment consolidations, warehousing, customer brokerage. It's transportation. We'll go with that. Holy debt. Why did that debt just skyrocket like that? What in the heck did they buy something? No. Still paying a dividend on that debt, huh? And they've never historically had that high debt, right? Not even close. What do they need all that capital for? Where's this debt? Why do I not see this debt? I mean, I do see it on the balance sheet. It's obviously there. Held in escrow. Like, why is it? Why are you saying that? Amended merger agreement. No, not what I wanted to do. Come on. They're named Sean Stewart as Chief Executive Officer, so new CEO, huh? Wednesday, May 8th is their next earnings. Here's Grant again. I don't know what it was what I picked today, but there's only a few people look at these. Same guys. $1. So what's EBITDA right now? It's been super high. Okay, so this must be something when they merge with Omni. Does a world of hurt though to their balance sheet. Alright, so this is another one too that like post merger we'll have to look into it, keep an eye on them and see how things are going. I rated Vertex very low. Probably due to the fact that it's pretty high in debt, not a lot of cash, and a lot is due short term. So this was a pretty ugly year for them for earnings too. They're really diluting shareholders now to raise the cash. Cash flow is pretty harshly negative now. Same with even free cash flow from operations. EBITDA is like the only thing that we're able to get. I mean, $1, it's definitely more interesting. I'll give you that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to just find its inventory. Financing arrangements. That's what we want. So they have a year to figure this out. So I don't know, this is going to continue to trend down. I mean, you could argue it's worth $1 right now. Yeah. So he's basing on EV multiples. He said you provide your enterprise value calculation. It's 40% too high. 311 million in long-term debt, 39 in short-term, 75 million in cash. That's 273 net debt versus 115 market cap or a sub 400 million EV. And what did mine get? I got 440. So granted, the numbers will fluctuate a little bit. Consensus 25 EBITDA is 71 million, and that's a forward 5.5 EBITDA versus 7 times for the group. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. Is like, yeah, I'm not even looking at this point too. Like we're getting close now, where I don't think the multiple you can look at that, and even I am. I mean, I had just calculated and I had discounted the shares here, and I got $1.17 from doing that as my EV multiple. And then you just think about it. You know, you got a year left. This thing's gonna just continue down in price unless the earnings drastically improve. And really, they had one better year so far, and now we're back down. You know, revenues are trending up. This is probably post this acquisition here where they spent that 277, but that's the other thing. So they spent 277 or 227 on that acquisition. Then they sold something for 84. Now you got CapEx at 145. Yeah, I don't know. I'm paying very close attention to that dilution now. Don't assume that you won't get diluted. But that's why I said too, like, you know, at $1 right now, when it starts to trade under that $1.17, I mean, this will continue to trickle down in my mind. What was book value on that? I discounted to like $1.50, so Yeah. Yeah, it's probably pretty reasonable then. VTNR. All right, Vertex Energy 424. What was I saying? What was the other? All right. All right. Yeah, I'd like to see it get just a little bit cheaper. And this one needs like a real turnaround too. I mean, it doesn't look good. All right, that brings me to 9. I do got to cut this one a little early, guys, so sorry if I didn't get to, I should just say I didn't get to go through quite all those tickers, but I feel like some of the ones we covered were interesting. I will let you guys know what kind of, if I update my position or whatnot, for Med and for FSI. Right now I'm leading a little bit more towards FSI, but we'll see. Both are interesting right now to me. Med's in a worse spot in my opinion. It's kind of struggling right now, so I might, like I said, I'll probably drag my feet on that one, but yeah, other than that, Johnny will be on Thursday, his normal time, and then what do you call it? We'll convene on Saturday with Guillermo, and we'll do our interview for Wisesheets. So please tune in. Well, like we said, we'll be super excited to have our first guest on, and hopefully we can get into a good conversation. We can kind of talk about ways to apply the data that he provides, and kind of hopefully it offers some advice to other retail investors who are interested in doing this kind of thing, and maybe we can get someone also interested in actually taking a peek at Wisesheets for them. So yeah, I don't think I have much else to add there. So thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And like I said, Johnny will be on Thursday at his normal time, and then we will follow up on Saturday. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a good one.